every single year, every single season, Dollar Tree has these wreath forms that are made out of foam and they are great for crafting. I'm going to start with this one right here. And of course, we got to remove the sticker, which comes off pretty easily. And we're going to use this foam knife. You can find these at Dollar Tree, but you can also use a serrated knife, which works really well. And I did use it several times in this video. All right, so we're going to cut probably about 2/3 of it off because we're going to use just about 1/3 of it for this project. Now we're going to take this piece of scrap wood. This is a 2x8, I believe. It was just leftover. It was in our garage. I'm just going to sand it down just smooth and then wipe it really well. And then I'm just going to paint it. I'm going to paint it white, but of course you can choose any color you want. I'm going to give it one pretty heavy coat, and then we're just going to set it to the side under a fan so it dries really quick. Now I am going to trim off just a little bit of the bottom because I want that to be nice and flat and even. And you'll know why here in just a minute. So I'm just going to trim off maybe about a 1/2 inch. And then we are going to make sure that we are flattening out the bottom as well. So I'm just going to set it and then we'll just cut off a little slice from the bottom, and this will make it stand just like that. So easy. All right, so these tapered candles are battery operated. You can get these at Dollar Tree, and they require 2 AAA batteries. We're just going to place them inside. I like to test them before I place them on my craft because that way I know for sure they work. And they do. They flicker and they look so pretty. All right, so now we're going to take the bottom portion of the candle and we're just going to make a dent so I know exactly how big of an opening I need to do. I'm going to use a combination of my serrated knife very carefully as well as a small little screwdriver just to make a small little opening. I don't need the whole thing to be able to fit in, just about maybe 1/3 or a 1/2. Once I know it fits, I'm just going to add hot glue and then place it right there and hold it as straight as possible. And I did the same thing on the other side. To make sure that it's going to be nice and sturdy, I did add a strip of hot glue around the edge where the piece actually meets the foam, and this really made it nice and secure. All right, so now we're going to cut off some drop cloth. We're going to tear it apart because it creates a nice frayed look. And I'm just going to use a small piece and I'm going to cut it into strips because it makes it go a long ways. All right, so once I have them cut, we're just going to wrap the foam with it. I'm going to start with a little hot glue, wrapping it around, making sure that I'm covering as much green as possible and doing from one end to the other. All right, so we're just about done wrapping this up. And then we're going to put some of these felt little pads. You can get these at Dollar Tree. I'm going to put 4, one in each corner at the bottom of the base. That way it's going to not scratch any surfaces. And then we're going to hot glue the piece right on top. And that flat portion is going to help stay it nice and steady. I'm going to remove the little hooks from this home wooden sign. It has a very nautical, almost beachy look. We're just going to hot glue it right there in the front. And then in between, we're just going to add some faux boxwood. But you can add any florals you want. You can even make this fall themed, summer themed, Christmas themed, whatever you want. So I'm just going to add a few little picks here and there. And once attached, we're just going to add those tapered candles. And how cute are these? Now, if you want to turn them off, all you have to do is unscrew them just a little bit and they turn off. So easy, so inexpensive. And what a beautiful centerpiece you can display in your home. Let me know what you think of this one. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take the other piece, the leftover one. We're going to flatten out those edges as well. We are going to use several colors of these burlap ribbons that I have left over from other projects, as well as my finger protectors because we're going to use that all hot glue. And if you use burlap style ribbon, you know it seeps through, so make sure you use a protector. We're going to start with these natural tone one right there on the first edge. We're going to wrap it around until it wraps twice, securing with hot glue. And then we're going to move on to the next color. And again, we're going to wrap it around and it's going to overlap just a little bit over the other ribbon. And we're going to do that all the way to the other side, making sure we keep the same pattern of color all the way to the other side. So we're just about done wrapping this up, and we're going to take one of these foam cylinders that you can get at Dollar Tree. They come 2 in a pack. We're going to take one and split it in half. Then we're going to take these dusting mops that you can find in the cleaning aisle at Dollar Tree. We're going to remove the cardboard and just cut it in half. Then we're going to wrap these pieces with it. We're just going to add hot glue to the top first. Make sure that's attached. And then we're going to add hot glue to the edges, wrapping it around. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. And then we're going to cut off any excess mop that's going to be on the bottom because we want it to be nice and flat so it can stand or sit on a table. Now we're going to take a skewer stick and we're going to cut 2 pieces. They're about maybe 4 inches long, but of course you can trim them if you need to. We're going to poke a hole with a screwdriver, add a little bit of glue, and place one of the sticks right in the center of that one piece and do the same thing on the other side. We're going to attach the rainbow onto these, and it's going to look like little clouds. How adorable. Recently, I did a larger one using pool noodles, and I thought it'd be such a great idea to make a smaller one that you can use on a tabletop. All right, so I poke a couple of holes, one on each side of the bottom of the rainbow, and then we're going to add hot glue and then slide it right in. This is not going anywhere, of course, unless you pull it, but who would want to do that? So we're just going to do the same thing on the other side and make sure they're both facing the same direction and nice and steady. How cute! You can leave it like this, of course you can, but I'm going to add some greenery. This is just some eucalyptus, some faux eucalyptus, and we're just going to add a few little bundles on each side just to add texture, color, just fun. But how cute is this? It's one of my favorites from today. Such an easy project. What do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take another one of those foam rings as well as another one of the foam cylinders. We're going to remove the sticker, of course, and then we're going to cut off a little piece from the bottom and kind of curve it just a little bit because I want it to fit flush on top of the ring, just like that. Now we're going to take this yellow fabric. This has more of a like honeycomb bee theme. You're not going to see that too much. This is just what I had on hand. I wanted something to have a more like golden tone, but of course use whatever you have on hand. If you have golden ribbon, that would work even better. So I cut the fabric in about 2-inch strips and we're just going to wrap it around the entire ring, securing it with hot glue as needed. Dollar Tree has these towels in the automotive aisle, and I use these all the time for my crafting. And we're going to take one of them, and this is what we're going to use to wrap the foam cylinder. Again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it off into strips, and then we're going to hot glue it around the cylinder, just making sure that everything is nice and snug. So you may have to like pull and like kind of hot glue as needed so it's as round as possible. Now, if it's not very round, that's okay. Don't worry about it because we're going to cover it up anyways. To attach both pieces, we're going to use some skewer sticks again. We're going to poke holes with the small screwdriver. We're going to add a little bit of hot glue, and then we're going to attach both pieces. How adorable is this looking? So if you haven't noticed, we're creating a diamond ring. This would be a great craft to do for either a wedding shower or an engagement party. All right, so we're going to take these faux diamonds from Dollar Tree and we're just going to hot glue them to the top portion, row by row, one by one. We're going to do the front, the sides, and the top, but we're not going to do the back. Of course, you can leave this as is, but I like adding greenery just to add a little bit of touch of character and texture, but you don't have to do this. You can skip it. I'm just going to add a couple of these little faux boxwood picks right there to the left side, and I love the way this turned out. So chic, so cute. How fun is this craft? Love, love, love this one, but let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take another one of those foam rings, of course. We're going to remove the sticker and we're going to use these cardboard stick. This is just one of those things that are left over from like, I don't know, maybe it was a wrapping paper. I'm not sure where it came from. I cut off a piece just to fit the size that I was looking for, and then I'm just going to literally push it and stick it right through one of the sides of the ring just to make a dent, and then I'm going to add hot glue and then place it right inside again, holding it in place nice and straight until it hardens. Of course, you don't want to poke it all the way through. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue on the edge just to make sure it's nice and secure. We're going to take this beautiful floral fabric that I already had on hand. I don't remember. I think it was Hobby Lobby that I got this fabric from. I'm just going to cut off a piece that I need, but of course you can use any fabric you want. We're going to take the ring and we're just going to place it inside and we're just going to wrap it around into looking like a candy pop. How adorable is this? You can make different colors with different fabrics, different textures, maybe even add some plastic covering, clear covering over it. The possibilities are endless. So I'm just going to wrap it around, taking my time, scrunching it at the base, making sure that it's nice and straight. And then we're going to take some white jute string, wrap it around twice, and tighten it in the back in a simple knot, but very tightly. And then, of course, we want to cut off any excess fabric from the bottom. Now, this one, you can leave as long or as short as you want. I'm just going to cut it off and then just keep trimming until it looks nice and even and straight from the sides, the front, and the back. But again, you use whatever you want to use. You cut as much as you want. The decision is yours. I'm going to take these ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and we're just going to take a few colors that complement the design very nicely. We're going to make sure that they're nice and even, wrap it around that center portion, and we're just going to make a very simple bow. Of course, you can add whatever else you want to this. If you're making this for fall, you can use fall colors. If you're making it for Christmas, you can make it Christmassy, whatever you want. I love the way this one turned out. The simplicity is amazing. It's so fun, so easy. But of course, as always, I would love to know what you think of this one. Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.